Depending upon how complex your site's layout and structure is, one template might not be enough to build your entire site. Take our Tours detail section, for example. It has a complex structure that will be used for every tour package. Now, even though it shares many of the same assets as the rest of the site, its structure is going to make creating pages from our existing template rather time-consuming to build. As you can see, we have all these individual tour package details that would take a long time to build individually by hand. So in those cases, you can create what's called a nested template. Nested templates allow you to create a more specific template based off of your global template. Updating your global template would still, in turn, update all of your nested templates, giving you that single file update control that makes templates so attractive in the first place. In this movie, we'll take our global template and create a nested template for our tour details section. So I actually have the tour detail backpack reference file, and this is the page that we're going to use as a reference for building our nested template. Now, the first step in building a nested template is the same as building any new page off of a template. You just go to File and choose New. We want to do New Page from Template. We're going to be using our main template that's in the Explore California site. And again, you want to double check and make sure Update Page when Template Changes is checked. It's really important for this workflow. I'm going to go ahead and hit Create, and there's our brand new page. And just like when we're creating new pages from our template, we'll do a little bit of copying and pasting. Before we do that, however, we can go ahead and set the basic structure of the page. Now remember, this is going to be a template designed only to build pages within the Tours section. So we can go ahead and hardwire a lot of that structure up front so that we don't have to build it every single time we build a new page within the Tours section. So region ID is going to change to Tours, and it'll always be that for this particular template. I can also go up to Modify and modify my template properties and go ahead and set a few of these properties that are going to be specific to the Tours section. Body class will remain as has crumbs. Breadcrumb will be visible. I'm going to show that. Now, here's another thing. Notice that we have Allow Nested Template to control this. That means if we wanted to, this nested template that we're about to build could control that template property as to whether it's visible or not. Well, all of the Tours pages are going to need the breadcrumb and the Tours sub-navigation displayed and the Tours listed as current. So frankly, in this case, we don't need to allow nested templates to control this. But if you did have a property that was going to change from page to page within any subdirectory, you could go ahead and do that, and that would allow the nested template to control it. You can see it has a little value here that says pass-through, and that would enable those pages to control that. I'm going to turn that off, however. I'm going to make sure breadcrumb is showing. Now I'm going to change the breadcrumb here. I'm going to go to All Tours, and again, I'm going to make this link go to tours.htm. And since that's in an editable region, I will be able to add more breadcrumbs as I construct pages in my subdirectory. Now, page heading is going to change. I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to call this tour name. And for body copy goes here, I'm going to type in tour description goes here. So even though the structure is the same, I like putting placeholder information there that is very specific towards that. And there is one more template property we need to change. Go up to Modify Template Properties again. You can bring that back up anytime you want. I'm going to go down to my Tours subnav and show that. And then I'm going to go to my Tours link, and I'm going to change base link again to current to indicate that we are in that section. Again, verify that you're not modifying Tours and that the space between the two of them is left. I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and that's a good place to start. Okay, so everything's looking pretty good so far. And now I'm just going to go ahead and save this as a template. So I'm going to go to File, and instead of just saving this as a normal page, I'm going to do Save as Template. And that is how we create nested templates. This is going to be a template that is based off of the main template. Now again, we get our message about our region ID. That's okay. And once again, we get our Save as Template dialog box. Now, as far as the name of the template, I'm going to call it tour_detail. And then for description, I'm going to type in tour detail with repeating region. And we're going to talk about repeating regions in just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Save, and now you can see that we're working on a brand new template. Now I'm going to switch over to the Tour Detail Backpack Reference because it has some structure that we need. If I scroll down below the sort of standard content, I can see that we have tour descriptions for the packages available for the backpack tour. This is a repeating structure. These tour descriptions all look the same, just their information changes. So I'm going to scroll back up, click inside the first one of these and take a closer look at the structure. Each one of these is found inside of a div with the class tour description. Those are all encased in a div with the ID tour descriptions, plural. That is the element I want to select. So using the tag selector, click on the div pound tour descriptions. With that selected, go up to Edit and choose Copy. Now let's go back to our tour detail.dwt. Now we want that structure on the page, but we don't want it right beside the main content region. So what I'd like you to do is click inside the tour description and then use the tag selector to select the div pound main article. So that is the div that surrounds all of your tour name and the body copy for the tour. The tour descriptions themselves, that repeating region, needs to go underneath that. So what I'm going to do now is with that div tag selected, I'm going to hit my right arrow key. In the code, that's going to place me outside of that main article div tag, and that's really important. We do not want to paste this inside the main article div tag. We want it to be a separate structure. So again, just to do that one more time, click anywhere inside the main article, use the tag selector to select it, and then hit the right arrow key. Again, that's going to place you just outside of that main article div. Now I can go to Edit, choose Paste, and now that repeating structure is on the page. Now in this case, we really only need one of these. So I'm going to select each one of them by clicking inside of it and then clicking on the div.tourDescription singular and deleting it. So I'm just going to click inside every single one of these guys, except for one, and delete every single one of them. So again, div.tourDescription, not tour descriptions plural, the singulars, and get rid of those. Occasionally Dreamweaver might kind of space out on you for just a minute there like it did with me, so just be patient and that structure should come back. Okay, again, just to verify, click inside the Big Sur Retreat, which should be the last one left, and it should be inside of a div with the class of tour description, which should in turn be inside of a div with an ID of tour descriptions. So okay, we're in good shape there. Once again, go up, save the file. So our nested template is now almost ready to go. One thing that we can do to our tour detail template that's going to make it a little bit easier to use is add a repeating region to it. The tour package description structure that we see here includes an image, the name of the tour description, and some other elements. That structure simply repeats over and over for each tour. Repeating regions help deal with commonly repeating elements like this by allowing you to create as many repeating items as you need when you make a new page. Before we build any pages using our new tour detail template, we will first add a repeating region to our template, and we'll do that in the next movie.